your wife is now your trainer. And I know
Yes.
she puts a huge. Could you imagine that?
And I said this, okay? I said this, okay? If she's telling me what to do at the house, I have to listen. I know I'm gonna listen when I'm in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let me tell you, she is amazing at what she does, and obviously I know Rachel on a personal level. But the past 2 fights when she's been in your corner, you've had two KOs, both in the 4th round. What are you doing? And I want to go back to being 39 because I'm 40 and I don't know how, like, I couldn't last 30 seconds in the ring and you're the champion of the world. This goes back to some lessons you were trying to talk to me about. But what's changed in the training regiment, though, to where, like, these guys aren't even standing a chance right now? I mean, both of those guys, I mean, they got worked. It wasn't like a fluke KO. Like, they were dominated from round 1 and they were out of there by round 4. Has something changed in the training regiment?
I went, well, she's also my strength and conditioning. So I've taken my due diligence to do what I've done in the past, which is strength and conditioning, and most of all, strategy. You know, one thing that I know for sure that worked well is, you know, we implement this strategy, you know, into the fight, look into the opponents and all that stuff and create this amazing game plan. But the thing is, sometimes when I had other people there, even though how good they are, and, you know, like, say, for instance, Kenny Adams, he has 29 world champions in his belt, you know, and he's an amazing coach, but there's just things that I just can't listen. And it just goes back to the other ear, you know, or go through the other side. And with my wife, I guess it's the trust and the conversation that we have, and just the habit of listening to her, you know, and, you know, I would give her my game plan. She would revamp it a little bit here and there according to her experience as a Taekwondo master, you know, a black belter, you know, and so with that, and with my attentiveness to her voice, I was able to just implement what we put together. And I think that's the biggest, well, I know that's the biggest component to winning all the fights, because I'm doing what I've studied for, what I intended to do in you know, in the fight.
I think that's part of business too. You know, a lot of times people get partners that they don't even know anything about them, and all of a sudden 2 years down the road, you see it all the time, they split. You know, it didn't work out because they didn't have that chemistry, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's so much about communication, right? Like, just like boxing, it's like your teammate, you have to be able to talk to your teammates.
Yeah, and then that level of trust, I think, is big too. Like he was saying about Kenny, it's not like the guy doesn't know what he's doing. It's just that I'm not clicking with you on the same level, right? So when we
100%, you know, like, say, with my father, you know, me and him, we have a good connection, but the chemistry is just not there. You know, I talked with my wife, and the voices that I hear is her more than anything, you know, is because when we train, we see each other in the gym, but we don't implement it when I'm in the house sometimes to remind me what I need to do. Now I have it everywhere. And sometimes we wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, hey, can we do this? Do you think this is going to work? I mean, she thinks I'm crazy because I just wake up in the morning and I tell her this game plan, or she wakes up in the morning and I'm like, what's going on? Can we do this? You know, so I think that's the biggest chemistry is knowing and trusting each other to a certain level that, you know, you can, I guess, exponentially create your potential, you know, with your partner.